In the last video, we added an image view to the custom cell with some conditional logic that specified that if a contact was a favorite, denoted by the isFavorite property, then we should assign an image named star to it. What was this for? Well, I thought we could implement a simple feature where we could select a contact as a favorite from the detail page. Then, when you went back to the main stage, a star would appear in the row indicating your selection. Now, one of the reasons I want to do this is to show you how to refresh your table view if the underlying data changes, and secondly, to show you how you can communicate from detail back to master and make changes before the master actually loads. When going from master to detail, you can use the segue object and do some customization. But what about in the reverse direction? There are a couple ways to do this, but I'm going to show you how to do it using the delegate pattern. So obviously, if you look at my app that's running, you'll see that the star is on every contact, and that's not what we want, right? We want to be able to mark a favorite, and then it appears. So before we do any of that, first, in the detail view, we need a way to mark someone as a favorite. So let's go to main.storyboard file and navigate to the detail scene. Select the table view in the main outline over here, in the document outline, and using the attributes section in the utilities area, we're going to add another section to bring our total to 3. Now, by default, this adds another address cell in. We don't want that, so get rid of everything from the content view, which you can do easily by clicking on the cell, clicking on the content view in here, selecting everything, and delete. In the size inspector as well, we're going to set this cell back to the default height. Simple enough. We still want the cell style to be custom though, because we want to do a few things. So make sure once you select the cell that in the attributes inspector, the style is custom. Let's drag out a button. So I'll say button, set it right there. And we're going to set the text to mark as favorite. Vertically center this button in the container and give it a leading space to superview constraint of 8 points, and then update the frames. Instead of creating an outlet from this button, we want an action so that when we tap it, we can fire off some logic. So we're going to bring up the assistant editor, and you might need to clear things out. And this is to the contact detail controller, which is a static table view. So we don't have any cell prototypes here. Instead, we're going to create an action directly to the table view. So we'll do this at the bottom. We're going to control drag from mark as favorite right here. We're going to insert a action connection, and we'll name this mark as favorite. Figuring out what to do from here on out is kind of tricky because of the way I structured our initial data model, and that was intentional. For example, we can't just mark that the existing contact in here is a favorite by setting isFavorite to true and hoping things work out. Were the contact type a reference type, that is, if the contact type was a class, then this would work, because when the table view is reloaded, the isFavorite property on that relevant contact would still be set to true and we'd get the star. But since we have structs and structs are copies, even if we set some isFavorite property on a particular contact to true here, that's not the same contact that's in the data source array. We just have a copy on the detail page. So how are we going to handle this? Well, let's use the delegate pattern and allow any view controller to receive updates about events that happen in the contact detail controller. So let's scroll up to the top. And over here, we're going to declare a protocol. So protocol contact detail controller delegate. And we're going to make this a class-bound protocol. The protocol will have a single requirement, a method that indicates a contact was marked as a favorite. So func did mark as favorite, and then we'll include an argument that passes the contact through. Or to keep up with actual naming, so did mark as favorite contact, no external name. There we go. Okay, next we'll need to add a stored property to the detail controller so that we can assign a delegate to this instance. So weak var delegate of type contact detail controller delegate. When the mark as favorite button is tapped, it's going to fire off this action, and in this method, we'll call the delegate to notify it that the contact was marked as a favorite. So guard, let contact equal contact, else return. You can't do anything if we don't have a contact. If we do, and we did mark this as a favorite, then we'll say delegate did mark as favorite contact. Now we have a way of notifying any object that a particular contact was favorited. In the next video, let's respond to this event by acting as a delegate.